Concert Hall, a length in front of Jessie G, I-Grade, Tinkerlicious running on the last little bit. Oh, but boy, oh boy, what a class act.
Roger says Te Aroha now, New Zealand Thoroughbred Breeder Stakes. What do you think? How will she measure up?
I think she'll measure up fine. Like I say, she's always hitting the front so quickly, and like you can see, she's running around a fair bit too. So when she comes up against these older proven horses, she's going to have something to chase. And like I say, she's pretty versatile where she races. So long straight at Tiara should suit her.
She's a very exciting daughter of Savabeel, and Matthew Cameron, who rides her, has sat on her 3 times on race day and hasn't been beaten on her yet. It's a Group 1 assignment today in the Fibre Fresh New Zealand Thoroughbred Breeders, up against Volpe, Veloce and others that have performed at stakes level. Matthew Cameron, good morning to you. You're excited, are you, to ride Concert Hall in this Group 1?
Yeah, hey Jace, yeah, very excited. Obviously, the second day back after suspension, so it's good to kind of start off and have these bigger races to look forward to. So, no, really excited.
What sort of horse is she? We've obviously seen her sort of settle in her races, and then you ignite her and she's unleashed a very powerful sort of last 600. What impression does she give you?
Yeah, she gives me a big impression. You know, to ride, she doesn't feel big. You know, there's nothing special about her, you know, to sit on until you actually, you know, push that button about the 400 or 500 metres when she cruises into the race. And you give her one behind the saddle, and she really, she does run around slightly, but, you know, she doesn't need a hell of a lot of stick. So, you're a bit mindful about that, and just, you know, hands and heels, and she really lets down. So, it's going to be exciting against those proven horses too. So, it'll be good to see what she's got.
Closing stages at Trentham, just like her previous couple of wins, or her 2 wins before that at Matamata, she was extraordinary, putting away Rhinestone Cowboy. That was following up that Tauranga performance, beating Lady Paint. And look, she's drawn 11. Does that really matter given her racing pattern, that draw?
No, not really, not at all. Like I say, she can draw 1 or draw 20. She's pretty versatile. You know, if she had a better draw, you know, you could probably be a little bit closer, but I would have to see how the day pans out and see how they're racing. I think the inside strip's probably going to be a little bit quicker than the outside at the start. But, you know, she's a mare you don't want to bustle too much at the start either. Get in her rhythm, do her own thing, and then, you know, you can sit and be patient on a big straight like Te Aroha, and we know she's got the turn of foot, so we've got plenty under the hood.
How conscious are you of the fact that maybe in this sort of race, the middle part, they could really ease the tempo, and sort of what are you thinking you'll be wanting to do on her if that's the case?
Well, like we don't know if they're going to do it or not, but if they were to ease up the pace, you know, before the 800 or the 1,000 metres, I think I've just got to get in that position where I have the option to maybe hopefully get in that 3-way train if something moves. I don't want to have to do it myself across the top, but I don't want to be too far off. You know, obviously I'll be watching Volpe Veloce on the inside and where she's creeping to, and what she's doing, and as long as I'm close enough to the pack and only a couple lengths off them at the top of the straight without going too soon, then we know she's got that turn of foot. But just have to see how it pans, but she can creep into the race by herself without overdoing it, and you just save it up for that last 300-metre sprint.
How much confidence do you have in her, not only to potentially win a Group 1 today, but be competitive in Group 1 races for the rest of her career?
I think she's got plenty more to give, and I think she's going to measure up fine. It's good having the fillies and mares, you know, her first Group 1 crack, you know, so she's up against her own sex, which is always good. You're not up against those the big weight for age boys too, which is always a bit tricky for the first time mares or fillies going up against them. But you know, I think this time next year she's probably going to be a lot stronger and be better for this race. You know, she's learning a lot the last 3 or 4 starts and had luckless runs leading into the races before I won on her, and so she's only going to get better and better, and a bit of time underneath her too, and she's a mare who's going to grow a bit better with age, so very exciting horse.
We've seen you pull off a couple of astute tactical rides. You'll be probably looking at most of the field ahead of you. Sort of who are the horses that you'll be keeping a pretty close eye on? Volpe, Veloce, I'm assuming. Any others?
Yeah, mainly just her. You know, there's bits and pieces there where they could put their hand up and actually really do something. But I think mainly the thing is I'll just be watching. Like I say, I have most of them in front of me, and I'll have to assess what they're doing and who goes and who doesn't go. And I've ridden Volpe Veloce before, and she's probably not the best horse in amongst them too much. Don't get me wrong, she's a bloody good horse, but I think going through the pack, if she's stuck on the inside a little bit, she's probably have to clear a bit of traffic, and there could be a few stopping across the top and leading into the straight. So if I'm on the outer and have the momentum up, hopefully I can get the fling shot on them. But Volpe Veloce is the one that I'll be watching the whole time.
So you ride Concert Hall for Roger James and Robert Wellwood. You ride for the Baker Forsman team in race number 6, an Animal Kingdom filly. She's fearless now. Opie Bosson rode her to victory on debut, but you've sat on her in a trial. What impression does she give you?
Yeah, she gives me a really nice impression. She's quite raw, but she's really tough. Her win at Matamata was super. I was on another one of Murray's that day, and I think I was on a favourite, but she just outfought me and really found the line. She had no right to go there. She was quite suited up and did a few things wrong, but she seems to have come to that race well, and the Baker Forsman polish again on top, and I think she's ready for the Saturday company, and like I say, she's a tough little filly, and it's going to be a nice filly with a bit of time too.
You were on a trip to freedom that day, so a couple of trials runs on her. Do you think you'll be looking to be positive from that middle barrier?
Yeah, I think so. She's fully. You don't want to rush too much. I think Opie sat outside me, outside the leader last time on her, and that was good. But I think you've got to be a little bit careful stepping up in grade to a Saturday meeting as well. You get the maiden one out of the road where you sit outside the leader and just might not be her pattern, but I'll just have to see how the day is going and really assess the field a bit closer to the time and. Just see where we posse up, and it'll be nice to get a little bit of cover and long straight and let her work into it against up and grade anyway. So yeah.
Race number 4, the 3-year-old race. You're back aboard Peaceful. You're on her in a recent trial. Obviously, you've won on her before. How's she coming up?
She's coming up really, really well. Her trial was super. She's a filly that used to hit quite a few flat spots. I think I won a couple of stakes races on her earlier in the prep, and. Yeah, she's never really travelled that well in her races, but her trial she travelled super and without really letting her down, and I galloped her again on Tuesday this week, and she's really flying, so I'm expecting a big run. There's a couple of nice ones in there that have got a couple of runs under their belt for this prep, and but I think, it's probably going to be one of her better races fresh up today, and she should get a nice run in behind them.
That was trial behind Muteki there, and she did look really good to the line, didn't she? Dawn Patrol's the $2 favourite. And well backed for race number 4, Espresso Martini, $3.70. And then you've got Riding the Wave there at 9 and Peaceful at 12. That goes at 2 p.m. So another busy day. We've seen Tommy Berry with 8 rides there at Randwick. You've got 8 rides at Te Araha there, Matthew. Can you nominate the best of those? Alternative Facts in a Million, Secret Excelsior, Peaceful, She's Fearless, High Lad, Concert Hall and Switch in Time.
I like Saint a Million. I haven't ridden them for a long time. I think looking at the stats last night, I've had 15 rides on him for 8 wins, so we're a good little combo, and I'm excited to get back on him. He's dropping back in class a little bit, and he's got a small field, and hopefully he can dictate and kick away. He's an old war horse, so I'm really, really looking forward to riding Saint a Million. I think he's been working well, and I think he's a big chance in that race.
Excellent. Matthew Cameron there on a Group 1 day at Te Araha rides Concert Hall, who will carry plenty of support today with Volpe Veloce, the favourite in the Fibre Fresh New Zealand Thoroughbred Breeders.